Welcome to Nutmeg Nation with Carleen Humphrey.
Hi, I'm Carleen, and this is Nutmeg Nation. I have with me a fellow Grenadian.
Oh, greens to the world,
Yes. It's a small world, you know what I mean? But let's do our introduction. His name is Kervin Thomas. He is Grenadian. He's also a digital content creator, a video editor. He's well-versed in a couple things. Well, I mean, you can tell me more in detail what Traveling Macco means. I know from what you said, traveling through people's stories, right? That's your story. So
it's actually funny. The name came when I really started to dive deep into audio production and video production and stuff. And I was looking for a name, and I spoke to one of my best friends from since I was young, Samuel Ogilvy, and I was like, "Yo, I'm looking for a name for the company." And he's like, "Okay, well, what are you thinking?" I was like, "Well, we do a lot of travels. I want to vlog, I want to capture when my wife and I travel and stuff. But I want something that has to do with Grenada, something inherently Caribbean, inherently Grenadian." And he was like, "Well, why are you doing something like Macco?" I was like, "Traveling Macco." And I was like, that doesn't sound too professional. And he's like, "It doesn't have to sound professional. It encapsulates everything I want to do." So that's how Traveling Macco came to be. It's actually a conversation starter, because people is like, what's well, most Americans will say Macco. It's like, "What's Macco?" I was like, "No, it's Macco." Like, "What's that?" I was like, "It's somebody that's always in people's business." So when I travel, I would meet people and ask them, how'd you get here? Like, what brought you here? And, it really kind of fit in with the Traveling Macco stuff. So when I actually started, initially, I would interview people that was not originally from the Rockford area. That's where I currently live now. And I would ask them, what brought you to Rockford and stuff. So that's what got me into not really podcasting, but it was just interviews where people could talk about themselves and share their journey and stuff, because I'm always interested in people's journey. And that kind of got shut down with COVID. And then it just moved into more of a background kind of work. So I would help, currently I help other businesses get their podcast started, get their social media going and stuff. So I do more of the background work than actually the front end stuff. So this is where I'm more comfortable in the shadows.
Behind the scenes, not necessarily the Traveling Macco in that sense, where the Traveling Macco could be considered the news reporter, the news guy or you're the traveling guy who's asking all those questions and being I guess we could take it both ways when you say it like that, but I learned something new too, Macco, Traveling Macco.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Why it's people back home would say, "Why are you so nosy? Why are you in people's business?"
They use that Macco.
But the thing is, in the Caribbean, people are always in your business. And Grenada is a small island, right? And I see that you're wearing a T-shirt representing. Yes. Speaking of Grenada, and actually, let's start from the beginning, because you're talking about the name of your brand.
Right.
And someone helped you create your brand, and someone helped me too. So nice. Nutmeg Nation, I'm pretty sure it's been used other places or whatever, but someone said to me, this is a colleague, his name is Phil, and I met him when I was at Humber College when I was studying radio. Okay. And I always had this idea for this podcast. It just took COVID to kind of create the idea and streamline and do all the research. You know what I mean? And he's the one that was like, Nutmeg Nation. Like what's on the flag? I'm like, Nutmeg. And he's like, Nutmeg Nation. I'm like, that's a good name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not good with names, but I was like, I like that because it encompasses what Grenada is all about. It's a small community of people, 100,000 people, but we're a nation. And I feel like a lot of people from Grenada are so humble. They really are. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't have all the resources that bigger countries have, but we know how to be resilient. We know how to use the resources that we have. in every capacity. Let me give you a story. So I found sorrel in a supermarket, and I decided I will make sorrel. And after I got done making the sorrel, I
love sorrel.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I still had the stuff in the pot. So I remember my mom, when I was younger, she would use that and cook it down with sugar and make jelly, where most people would just throw it away, but we, because of you trying to use everything that we had to max capacity, then we just knew how to make stuff out of everything that we have so that we're not wasteful. So yeah, that just, Grenadians are very resourceful people. We make it anyway.
Yes, we do. We do what we can. I guess it makes us resilient. I feel like even just getting here, you know what I mean? Like, I think you said you're interested in people's stories, and I think you're really good at telling stories too. You know what I mean? You have your story to tell, and through your stories and through your journey, it probably helps enlighten others. Like even the story, like it's not like a big story you have to tell, but it's something small like sorrow. But I'm pretty sure if someone's from the Caribbean, and they don't even have to be from Grenada, they could be from Jamaica, because Jamaicans make sorrel too.
Yeah, Trinidad.
They're like thinking about sorrel like that, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't know you could make sorrel like you jelly with sorrel. You know what I mean? Or maybe you could even make a nice flavored snow cone too. You know what I mean? Put some sorrel on top of that, right?
It's just knowing. Like, I don't know, it's like we have this innate ability to know what to use and when to use it. It's like you cook and it's like, it's missing something. And like, just put a little this in it. And then when you put that, it's like, boom, the meal is just fire,
Yeah. So
this thing.
You talk a little bit about your background and how your parents are musicians, but you don't necessarily have that music background, because you're talking about your mom making sorrel, right? And so when we talk about stories, like I always say this, I'm never going to stop saying it. It's like, it's not where you're going, it's where you came from. Right. And where you came from kind of helped you become who you are, right? And so why do you think you never really followed in their path?
Because I can't sing.
Oh, so they're singers. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought they played like instruments. Like, what did your mom do? Your mom was a singer?
Yeah, my mom sings. My dad is a guitarist. He plays the guitar, and he used to be a calypsonian, big time calypsonian back in the 90s. And
okay, tell me who this is.
His name was Upgrader.
Upgrader. Okay.
Like a lot of during the time when I was in school and stuff, like that was my nickname. To this day, some people still meet me and call me Upgrader. But he had this one song back in like 95, 96. It's like, "Give them cat, they go talk. Oh, it's cat they want. Give them cat, they go talk." Yeah, so that just like followed me all.
Oh my gosh.
I hated it.
Oh no. And you know what? With Calypso, it's like all you need is 2 words, and
100%.
And you could just put a song together. I'm like, how many words you always listen to the words and you're like, how many words did they put together to create this song? Like even Woe Donkey. Well, Woe Donkey.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah. You know what? You said you can't sing.
No, I don't sing.
No, but you are given the gift from them in a way, because without the engineer, without the editor, like without the background,
right,
you don't really have, like, it takes a lot. Like if you look at a musician, they have people in the background making them sound good. Like you're the person that helps create the sound. You know what I mean? Whether it's from the beginning when they are writing the lyrics, or you're singing, or you're helping, create the album, produce the album. Like the background stuff, I mean, it doesn't get as much recognition as it does all the time, but those things are important. Like in film, in life, and in music, it's like, who wrote the lyrics to the song, or who, like, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, I like that, those lyrics. Like, you know what I mean? Did he, like, it's just like, did your dad, Mr. Upgrader, write the lyrics to that song, or did somebody else just put it together? You know what I mean?
He wrote it. Let me blow your mind a little bit more. So you remember the song, "The Big Truck Come and Let It Come." The big truck come and let it come, from around 2015, 2016. Yeah,
okay.
Bobbis is my uncle.
So everyone's a Thomas, or?
Nah.
Wait a minute. There's a Thomas I met, but I don't know if you guys are related.
No.
James, I mean, there's a lot of Thomas, right?
Yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bowen, on my mother's side, it's a Bowen. So Bowen I'm related to. On my dad's side is Thomas O'Geese. So I'm actually Blackadan is my cousin. Like, you know how people say, yeah, I'm a cousin. Now Blackadan is actually my cousin. Like my father, nephew, my aunt's son, you know, black $2 bread. I'm a cousin. Yeah. So music run in my family, you know, music and art run in my family. I just took a different route with it. I used to like writing when I was growing up. I loved writing dancehall music, hip hop. Never wrote a calypso, never wrote soca. They wanted me to do it when I was in school because I'm a dad. But my mom, who was a strong Christian woman, was like, you are not getting into calypso and soca. I was like, okay, well, cool. And I'm not doing it. So I'm serious.
You're such a good son. You listen to your mom. You're like, no, I'm going to write. You know what I mean? Yeah. You weren't a rebel. You weren't like, I'm not listening to her. I'm gonna write some lyrics, you know.
What's funny is actually I went to school with a lot of the well-established soca artists now, like Litanati. I went to school with Litanati.
So question. We didn't talk about this, but where are you now? You are not in Grenada. You are obviously in the U.S. and I'm here in Canada, right?
I'm in Rockford, Illinois. That's just outside Chicago. Yeah, went to school in GBSS. So
oh my goodness, Karani James went to GBSS. A lot of people went there. You know, yeah.
Big up Lyndon Victor for getting that.
Yes,
It says the Moragi spirit, as we will call it. You know what I mean? Yeah, big them boy them up big time, yeah, man. Yeah, we proud.
So how old were you when you left Grenada?
I left Grenada when I was 29, actually.
Oh, okay. Because, you know, the accent didn't leave you. It's still there.
I tell people I come here too old for the accent to leave me.
Yeah. No, but I love it.
Conforming to the U.S. accent. I will not. I refuse. I would talk bad about Americans right in their face and they wouldn't understand what I'm saying. Why would I want to give that up? Tell me why I go give that up.
Oh my goodness. But you left when you were 29. I left Grenada when I was 6. So I am Canadian. I tell people, you know, like here they still, you know, because you're Caribbean, or it's all about where you were born or where you grew up or where your parents were born, right? So
I just tell people, I was like, what makes you Caribbean or Grenadian or whatever is if you used to run through the cocoa when it was little. If it didn't used to do that, then you can't see.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're bringing it back. I love it. Yeah.
Dog and climbing mango tree and skin up tree and them kind of thing. So it's like you can't talk about that. So
oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah, you're bringing it back. You know what? I don't remember a lot, but I do remember Tamarind Ball tree. I don't know, like running through I remember, climbing the tree, causing trouble. I was a troublemaker from time. And I remember like recess, or what do they call it back home? But break time. Same thing, right? So anyways, you know how you get money for your bus fare and for your snack. Right? And there were some good snacks. Let me tell you, Kervin.
100%.
Oh my goodness. One time, Kervin, you know what? I didn't even save my bus fare. I used all my money on my recess snack and I didn't have money to get home.
Wow.
Look at your face. I got so much trouble. I had to ask. I don't know what I think I had to ask. I don't remember who. I was so young. I think it was like I was 5 or 6 and I had to ask for help to get home. So, yeah.
Nah, I used to hustle. Like,
I probably would have to sell something or do something to get back the money to make it home. But I was too young. I didn't even know what I was going to do. I was like, they gave me the bus fare, but I think I got in trouble when I got home. They're like, why did you spend your...
Right. Yeah, that's
we gave you the money for both, you know? Such a troublemaker, but yeah, you know. And so you used to climb trees, huh?
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. I used to, especially them cashew tree and and them tree and them, I used to climb to the top and the breeze go be swaying. I just on top there eating the cashew and thing, yeah.
Yeah. You're talking as if that was yesterday, you know?
That is fond memories.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I remember that, I grew up in the Bocas, St. Paul, so that's just before Laborie. So big up Dash, another GBHS man for winning the Soca Monarch this year. Big up Laborie Park.
All right. Yes. So I haven't met anyone from your parish. I'm from I grew up in Grenada. My grandmother's house is by the Fall Edge, close to where the old Texaco gas station used to be. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah. So tell us, for those who don't know about your parish, tell them, you know?
Yeah, I grew up more in the bush. You grew up with nice road and thing. I grew up with a bunch of pothole and you had to walk with 2 pair of shoes. You know, one to get through the road and then one to change when you reach up by the main road.
Tell me, why do people do that? Why?
Yeah, because
your shoes are going to get ruined or what? From school? Yeah. You didn't want to ruin your school shoes?
You didn't want to ruin that. Yeah, when they go in tongue, you had to flex, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Convent girl and them high school girl and them, you know, they had a little flex for them. But yeah, the road, nice and paved and thing, but growing up, it was a bunch of potholes.
Yeah, I know there's more traffic now in Grenada. I haven't been in. Yeah.
Traffic, terrible. Yeah, once you touch on top Lotus Lane, once you touch up there, yeah, traffic man.
Yeah. I feel like I'm already in Grenada just talking to you.
You're listening to Nutmeg Nation with Carleen Humphrey. Listen, learn, and be a part of Grenada.
I'm Carleen, and this is Nutmeg Nation. I'm talking to Kervin Thomas, a real greens to the bone. He's not. To the bone. Yes. And, you're in Illinois. Well, actually, you said Rockford. I know. There's Rockford in New York, too. Anyways, Rockford. And yeah, I saw that video that you did on that. And it's interesting because that's what you're known for as someone who's behind the scenes and does a lot of, video editing. I mean, it takes a certain skill to do that. You know what I mean? It's
yeah, that was a decent project. I visited back home in 2020, and while I was there, I knew what I wanted to do. So I just took a day and drove around the island, went to Grenadian, went to Annandale, went to BBC Beach, a lesser known beach in Grenada, more quiet. The water is calmer. It's really good for kids because the water is a lot shallower than Grandlands. Grandlands get all the praise and stuff, but BBC is the beach to go to. So the locals go.
You know what? You're right. I have to say, I haven't been to BBC. Wait a minute. Elaborate what BBC stands for. Is it the short form?
Honestly, yes. I don't know what I mean. Yeah, most locals don't know what I mean. It's just BBC Beach. Yeah.
But where's BBC Beach? What is it close to? Because I know Bathway Beach. I know Grenadians, but
Bathway Beach, you don't want to bring children to Bathway Beach unless you want to.
Because the waves are really strong.
Oh, yeah.
If you're listening for the first time and you haven't been to Grenada, and like Kervin was saying, Grenadians is always the number one beach that gets mentioned, because it's in the city. You know what I mean? And some people, when they're visiting Grenada for the first time, they're most likely going to go to the city part, and go to the Esplanade Mall and do things in town versus going to the country. Because Kervin, I gotta tell you, you have a story to tell? I have a story to tell too. So last time I was in Grenada, we were having a reunion, and the reunion started off in the country. And there's just something about the road all the way up to Granville. It's just, I can never get used to it. The winding road.
Oh, yeah.
It does something to my stomach. Let me tell you, because my sister will laugh. I remember one time just driving up there, I get car sick. It's just too fast and too many winding roads. I'm not used to that. I don't know why. And I get scared. I actually get scared of just driving up to I can't even watch over the road because it just feels like, it's just scary to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if something happens? You hear all those scary stories about going to the country or something happened to someone who's not a local and they don't know how to drive on Grenada's roads and stuff. So yeah, I just can't.
BBC Beach is actually close to Grenada. So
okay. Is it close to the airport?
No. So when you're going to, let's say you're going to Grenada's beach, you just continue driving straight up the hill by where Flamboyant used to be. I think they're renovating it now, down to where Fantasia 2001 is, and that beach right there is BBC Beach. It's so quiet. It's right between Quarantine Point. So that little cove is just a really nice, peaceful beach. That's where most Grenadians go, tourists could Let's go to Grenada, but we typically go to BBC and some Fontenoy Beach and other beaches on the island. So
there's so many nice beaches that, I even say to my aunt, I'm like, Auntie Joe, how come you never take me to Magazine Beach? I don't understand. Because I'm so close when I'm in Grenada and I'm visiting. My grandmother's house is so close to Grenada's beach, so obviously I'm always going there. But Grenada has other nice beaches that should get a little bit more recognition, or you know what I mean? Like next time you go down, maybe that should be another thing that you share, like
that'd be cool. Yeah. Because we have 4 different types of beaches. I think we have the white sand beach, pink sand, volcanic beach, and rock. Yeah, I think we have 4. So depending on the side of the island that you're on, you could hit. I know on the western side by like St. Mark Wharf area, that's black sandy beach. That's a volcanic beaches. The southern side have the white and the pink, and there's some on the northern side that has the rock. So you could.
No. Yeah, there's a lot to do, but I mean, obviously there's always the top 10 and the most recognized, and at least we're on the list of places to go, and like a lot of tourists like Grenada because it's peaceful, the people are nice, they're friendly, and obviously Kervin Thomas is Grenadian, right? I'm Grenadian. That's why we're here. That's why we're talking, and we're gonna do a segue a little bit before we get back to you, but tonight is
Monday night
carnival and it's Monday night mass. And Kervin, because you're a local and you know everything about about carnival season, Grenada, SpiceMas has picked up. I think it's got a bigger vibe, like even on YouTube, like there's a lot of people that are going to Grenada. It's a popular time to go down to the island. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people go to Grenada. It's for carnival, right?
Yep. And what's funny is that there was actually a rivalry between Trinidad and Grenada for who had the best carnival. And Trinidad has the biggest because they have more people, but Grenada has the best carnival in the world, in the Caribbean, because our music just have a vibe. Like it's just a vibe because we really kind of condensed it to the jab jab.
Oh, I love the jab jab. I love the jab jab. Yes. They've created a culture.
Oh yeah.
Like the jab jab culture, like the social media presence, the amount of work they put into the costume, everything. It's taken off.
And what's funny is that actually started back in the 80s where the band Moss International, when they sang Jambalasi Rule, let's talk about roots, let's talk about tradition. They were the one that really introduced conch shell. So the poop, 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 they were the ones that really introduced that. Dominica picked up on it. They sang, what kind of fishy day? That was the rhythm of the song. But they had the shell in it too. But Grenada was the one that originally brought the shell. And we, in the 80s and 90s, we had different bands. We had the Devils, or Blue Devil, the Green Devil, or Alien. Alien was primarily like Jonglei, Belmont area. Those areas, they were the Green Devils. They were the Aliens. Jab Jab was pretty small during the 90s and early 2000s.
I feel like when I was talking to a colleague of mine about, SpiceMas and the origin of carnival, that I think the one thing that Grenada does that is different is that we stick to the traditional costumes, right? Yep. And the one, like you said, Jab Jab started in the 90s and it's still very popular now and very prolific, but also short knee.
Short knee, back.
Short knee, like you don't see it a lot in mainstream carnival now. Like I remember seeing it as a kid, and like visually speaking, I could still see Shortney now because they made an impact. They had the, you know what I mean? It's the way that it's done and that it's consistently done in Grenada. Like they didn't stop doing jab. You're talking about so hold that thought. So you're talking about a jab. And even one of the artists, I don't know, it wasn't this year that she came out with the song. I think it was last year, but it's called Cracker's Bag. Yes. And I had to look up what it meant because I was like, what Cracker's? What's the Cracker's Bag? You know, because no, but I learned through the song what it is. But, you know, getting back to what you said with jab, and you were talking about the culture, right? So
yeah. So with jab, Shortney, and Shortney, it's very much a call and answer.
Yeah.
They would have a leader and the leader would make a call and then the rest of the band would answer. Shortney was very much the noise. So they had the bells, they had the stuff that jingles and they would dance and powder. That's where the term, you can't play mass and freight powder come from because Shortney would always have powder shaking, making this huge cloud. And they used to go through villages and like do their chant and stuff. I was afraid of Shortney when I was younger.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's Shortney is scary. Like I can relate with that. Like as a kid, I still remember because like I left Grenada when I was young. But if we're talking about carnival, I remember them, and I remember I don't know if it was with my mom or my aunt, and I'm holding on because I'm like because they're coming after me. Look like they come with a partner. Like they're that's what they're known for, scaring you in that way. And it's kind of like it's carnival, but it's kind of like Halloween at the same time because I'm like jab. Like you're scared of jab. They're not friendly either. I mean, like what they represent, you know, like if we're talking about meaning, but it is so well choreographed. The video, the stop, it's like you said, they're going around like carnival is all about the lead up. I mean, this week's carnival, but I
was big into the lead up. Yeah.
I didn't even realize how big.
Jab Bolassi. Jab is just a shortened version of Jabbolassi, and Jabbolassi means the devil in molasses. And where that came from is during slavery days when slavery was abolished and the slaves actually ran through the streets, they covered themselves in molasses to enhance their blackness. And they ran through the streets with chains and like machetes, or we call it cutlass back home. And when we cover ourselves with old oil, is portraying the same thing. The reason why they cover themselves with molasses is because it was something that affected the slave owners. It was like an expensive thing. So it's like, we're free, you know, so we're just going to use this thing. And when we cover ourselves with oil, it's for the same reason, to enhance our blackness and show that we're strong, we're powerful, and we're black. We're proudly black. And the chains is to show that, you know, we're done with this. We're no longer in chains. The horn is to show them that, you know, you called us devils, but we're proud despite of the deprivation that you try to put us through. The red food coloring with the smoke herring in the mouth is just all like to enhance our look, because they're afraid of us, you know. We just put it honestly, they were afraid of us, so they tried everything to belittle us. So now that we were free, we were just trying to enhance our look. They were like, oh, you're black, big lips and all that stuff. So the red food coloring is to make our lips look even brighter, and the old engine oil is just to make us look even blacker. And Grenada is not the only one that does that, but we're the one that does it in such vastness. Because in the late 90s, amidst all the other devils, the blue devil, red devil, green devil, Jab was still small. Jab was predominantly in certain areas. Pedmota and St. David's area was predominantly the Jab nation of Grenada, to be honest. And then you had the Wild Indian, you had the Veko, which is predominantly in St. Mark. It's a craft that is handed down, so it's not well known throughout the nation. There's certain craft makers in St. Mark that makes Veko. It wasn't until the mid-2000s when Tallpree started really promoting Jab. Because before Jab, Tallpree was big into Wild Indian. And then he came in and I can't remember, Old Woman Alone, when he sang Old Woman Alone, was a Jab.
For those that don't know that song, Old Woman Alone.
Yeah,
like that is so popular. Like how
we taking Yeah,
What are we taking home?
yeah,
Home and alone.
yeah,
See, it's the lines. It's okay. So that's old school. But I'm telling
yeah.
you, one of the songs I love, and it's not even. It didn't come out this year, but Slatta. I'm just like, hey, this guy's. How did you make a song about doo doo and make it
Oh
interesting? It's
man.
just like,
I'd rather fall in love.
Oh, I'd rather fall in love than, oh my goodness. And like the music
Fall
video
in.
too, like, you know, it's so catchy. But I was
Yeah,
like,
big up
really?
Slatan expert.
Yes,
Big up
yes,
Slatan
big up
expert
Slata.
from
Yes,
Carol.
definitely
Yeah,
Slata.
yeah.
You really went through like, I don't know, the creative ideas, like that some of these ideas, you know what I mean? And he's the only one like that is on a garbage truck in one of his, I was like, really Slata? Like, I mean, it's different. It is, you know what I mean? But
that's all part of in Grenada. That's all part of like the jab culture because it's very much taking songs and idioms and stuff that we have locally and turning it into a song. You know,
but do you think we're talking about the jab culture and how it has just exploded over a short period of time? It's, you know, every year it just gets bigger and bigger. But do you feel like, you know how they say, like you said, like we're talking about, even like your mom said to you, she doesn't want you to be a calypsonian because she doesn't want you to, you know, get into that lifestyle, because once you're a music artist, there's a certain thing about in music and the kind of lifestyle you have. So getting back to the jab, okay, so that's the idea there. And so where I'm going with this is jab. It doesn't have a positive message. It's more on the darker side. Do you believe that there's that hidden message? Because we're going back in history with jab and how it's known for being associated with the devil's horn, the devil, like, you know, in society today, you know, we have Christians and who believe in the afterlife. And then there's those that think that the devil is always tempting us to do things that are wrong. And so carnival is, you know, a celebration, but it's also, you know, you got jab culture, and jab is, you know, jab's not wearing bright colors. No. They're not wearing bright colors that symbolize a positive, you know what I mean? It's a bit of both. So
like I said, the black is to enhance our black skin, and the devil horn is to show them, yes, you call us devils, but we're going to own it. You know, it's like somebody growing up and going to school in GBSS. There were three kinds of people. There was people that could dish out the insults, but they could never take it, so they would get angry if you insulted them. There were people that would take the insults, but they could never dish it out because they're not good at rebuttals. And then you had people that could give and take, so you could throw talk for them the entire time and they would just give you and give you and give you. What I've learned from that experience is if you insult me and I agree with you, I just took away your power, right? So if you call me black and ugly and a devil, right, and I cover myself in old oil and I put a helmet on with devil horns on it, you have no other insult to throw at. Not one, because I just showed you how powerful I am, because you tried to insult me and I'm like, well, this is what you said I am and I agree with. You know what I mean? This is who I am. Yes, I am black and I'm a devil. So I'm a wear my horns.
It's kind of like it's in life, you know, there's always going to be people who are going to provoke you. They're going to try and get in your way. There's always going to be people. And, you know, the jab culture, whatever it's known for in history doesn't mean that that's necessarily what they're doing now. But as far as culture is concerned, Grenada has left an impact, definitely, through SpiceMas. And it's exciting. You know what I mean? It's like, I haven't been back in a while, but when I went to Grenada years ago, like it's been like over 10 years now, but when I went back, you know, just carnival itself, the respect for the masqueraders and the fact that, you know, in North America, it doesn't necessarily work the same way. People aren't always letting you perform in costume. You know what I mean? I could go on and on, but I'm just saying, for me, it gave me a different look on how people are supposed to behave during carnival, like let the people who who paid for their costume enjoy themselves, you know? Yeah. But even still, Monday Night Mass, I think out of everything, I was like, it's a different thing. I haven't seen it here in Toronto. And, you know, Caravana here in Toronto is a big, like, it brings on a lot of people. Like, a lot of people visit Toronto during that time. But I still feel, like you said, between Trinidad and Grenada, like, we're neighbors and we obviously know how to throw a good party, right?
And Monday night, I told my wife, I was like, if we ever go to visit around Carnival time, Monday Night Mass is like the best introduction to Carnival because it's more organized. It's like being in a rave, kind of, because it's all up. You know, you have the DJ on the truck telling you, like, give instructions, and they have checkpoints throughout the trip. So you start down Grand Anse by Wall Street, by the roundabout. And then you
go roundabout, yes.
Yeah, then you go all the way to the Carnage. So it's a long trek, right? But you have drinks, you have the music going, the music pumping, and Monday Night Mass is a night where you could tell as a spectator which song is going to win road match.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Song is the most popular song. And I want to throw my hat in the ring.
Yes, who is it? Who you calling this year?
The guy's name is Soca E.T. I think he's
Soca E.T. Okay.
I think he's from Cherryville, which is kind of southwestern side, but it's 473 in the West Indies. Yeah.
Well, I want to say, since we're bigging up everybody, I want to big up Tris. Tris, I hope you're still going to come on the show. Tris is a new artist as well. He's very young, and I've been following him, and he's doing well. So I think, like you said, the music, it's...
Yeah, Grenada has a lot of...
Grenada, we have a lot of good artists.
A lot of good producers.
Big
up Adigun, who's in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, big up Sandman, who's been doing his thing. Big up Expert in Carol.
And big up Mr. Killer. I hope, yes, he's always very humble, and, those dance moves, they never get old. You know what I mean? That guy is doing everything. He's like singing,
he's
dancing,
He's the one that actually started the whole, well, not music video, but like the video introduction for Soca Monarch. He's the one that he started that. For him, people would do their little skit and stuff, but no, he did one, and after that, like, everybody just started doing it. Film a movie. Yeah, I think that was a song. He started that. Yeah, big up. Big up his songs. Saki is, remember Beast, the Calypsonian?
There's this one artist, oh my gosh, he's very young, and the song Six Runs? Six Runs, Six Runs.
Oh, yeah.
Six runs, yes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're even coming in, you know what I mean? So, obviously, that song came out maybe a year or two ago, but anyways, it was so catchy for me, and I'm like, what? That's a Grenadian? Good for him,
Yeah, but tonight is big, and then tomorrow they have the fancy mask. That's where all the Grenadian designers, I would say, their designs and stuff. We just have a ton of creative, innovative people, man. I'm always proud to see the costumes and stuff that they come out with. My favorite is Old Mask. That's where, like, people like you and I would actually taking it, and we will come out with designs ourselves. It's very funny. But I would, like, poke fun of the government by the way, like, just by the way that dress symbolizes something that happened in the government and stuff. So just to kind of put it in perspective, it would be like somebody dressing up like Donald Trump, and they have, like,
Oh, right. Yes.
It would have, like, this placard.
Oh, it's like a spectacle. So Grenada has this thing. I don't know exactly what you call it, but it's like a political side to, maybe, like, I've seen it at is it the carnival, like the parade itself, or Juve morning? I find Juve morning, they do it too, where mind my French, but I remember this one political statement where the guy said, "Pussy will kill a man." And my goodness, I shouldn't even be saying that, but
I remember that.
Oh my gosh, see, even you remember that. Yes. And I asked my aunt, I was like, Auntie Joe, how come? That's not, she's like, there's a reason, there's a story behind that.
It was actually a guy. It was actually a guy. His nickname was Pussy. And
No way.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
He killed the Horner man. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We tell stories and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. We've just went down the history and like just the stories that come up in Carnival, you know, and all the excitement and the memories, because you remember. And I left when I was young too, but we still remember being scared by Shortney. If you're hearing this, I'm still scared of you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Carnival, like you said, the masks, you were talking about those masks that people make. But what's exciting is that I just read this. So the Underwater Sculpture Museum, we have the first one that was created in 2006.
Yep.
And kudos to Karakou. You know, it's unfortunate what happened, the hurricane that happened that just changed the whole, you know, the island itself. Karakou's like got about probably 10,000 people. But the fact that they're going to be creating a sculpture museum for Karakou, and it's amazing. I'm just like, oh my gosh, Karakou's going to get, you know, a little underwater haven. It's, you know, it's amazing.
Awesome. Especially around Sandy Island, which has been rated as one of the best snorkeling in the world.
In the world. Wow.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I spoke to the creator. He's amazing. I mean, Grenada allowed him to do a lot that he wasn't allowed to do. Like, you don't realize the amount of politics you have to deal with when you're doing, creating.
When you're dealing with the environment, you know, a lot of countries have strict regulations. But what we saw was reef restoration, because a lot of people don't realize that the reef is a living thing, and the particles actually would attach to stuff under the water. So having those sculptures placed in that particular location, it's in Dragon Bay, just by Molyneux. It's enclosed, it's a cove, so it's well protected from any waves, from any natural disaster that happens, and the reef would actually be able to establish itself. I've been snorkeling there. I free dive that area. It's freaky when you go underwater.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
When you dive underwater, you just go around it. You're like, this is weird. Like, why are there sculptures under here? This is actually here. You know?
Yeah.
It feels weird. But
awesome. No, you know why? Because it's different. It's out of the ordinary. And because he created Grenada's first underwater world, it kind of led the way to other underwater worlds. And, you know, I feel like, Kervin, you got to come back and we got to talk more, because you are a great mind to talk to. And I love your passion for creating stories. And, you know, tell me, from when you were a child, do you have a memory that has helped you create this vision? Because I think for me, I remember why I think I liked radio so much. There's a memory I have, but do you have a memory or something that made you realize that you like creating stories?
Ooh, that would have to be from like since I was like a kid, since I could write. I would write stories. I would write.
Oh, yeah.
I used to do a lot of poetry and stuff when I was growing up. And fast forward to my teenage years, one of my friends had a Sony camera and it could record video. So we used to, every time we went on the beach, we used to like record stuff like fight scenes and all that stuff, run through the mall and just, you know, be boys. I tell one of my friends all the time, if we knew how big YouTube would have been, like we would have capitalized on that ever since, because we used to make a lot of content and there wasn't really anywhere to put it there. So I got into music, into writing songs and stuff, producing. So I've just been blessed to be around a lot of other creative people. I think that's one thing I really appreciate about going to GBSS for, because it's just a ton of creative, a lot.
GBSS, let me tell you, GBSS obviously is a great school, some great teachers. When did you go there?
Yes. I went there between 96 and 2001. So,
wow.
Yeah, 96 to 2001.
96. I mean, when I think of 96, a lot had happened in 96. The Olympics was in Atlanta and Donovan Bailey, you know.
I don't care about anything that was happening outside.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's where we know we're across the border.
Yeah,
Kervin. Yes, Kervin is in the USA. You were just talking about how you're like, yeah. Have you been here to Canada? Have you been to Toronto?
I haven't been to Canada yet.
Okay, don't knock it till you try it, or don't knock it until, you know.
It's on my list. I actually have family in British Columbia, Victoria.
Okay, well, that's a little bit of ways from me.
That's on.
Yes, I'm in Ontario. It's been a pleasure talking to you about Carnival and what you do. So if anyone is looking for you on social media, because that's what we're dealing, how can they find you?
You could just go to my website, www.travelingmacco.com, and from there you'll find all my social links. So.
Yeah, because he knows you like that. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But
hop on my website.
I'm teasing you. So what I can say is the Traveling Macco. Did I say it right? Oh, I said it wrong. Traveling Macco. I can't. Anyways, what we have to say about your brand is that you like to travel through people's stories and you like to create a story. And here we are creating a story right now. And hopefully, if you are listening, you've learned something about Grenadian culture, because this is Nutmeg Nation. And I feel that, the whole point of this show is to help share with you and the rest of the world that we're a spice island, but we're also a community of people that, we've done a lot. We've created a lot, and we're still going, and we're still sharing with the world. You know what I mean? All it takes is one person, and it's amazing how humble a lot of Grenadians are. I have to say, like, we are a nation in that way, right? Yeah.
It's awesome. Well said.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Nutmeg Nation with Carleen Humphrey.